Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning for January 25, 2024, chef supervisor shot dead in Westmoreland. There is a somber mood in the community of Redgate, close to Keefe District in Westmoreland, as residents are struggling to come to terms with the death of chef supervisor Rohan Simpson, who was gunned down in front of a popular resort in the Grill on Monday night. Reports are that the 48-year-old had just left to work at the resort at the time of the incident. Him is a quiet person who doesn't keep company. Him just work and come in. The only time I see him is when him going to work. One resident from the community told the news, speaking on condition of anonymity on Wednesday morning. "We feel shocked to know something like this happened to Tompa. Why things happen to the quiet people? Him don't idle and he's no troublemaker," the man lamented. Donald Simpson, Rohan's cousin, said he became worried when he did not get home at his usual time and feared something had gone wrong. "I realized I called his phone and me no get him. So me call him sister and me hear him sister cry," the grief-stricken cousin said as he fought to hold back tears. The 62-year-old man said he raised the now deceased as his son and is saddened by his gruesome death. "He's a jovial person. Him go work and him come in. And when I'm day off, sometimes him stay in and sometimes him just go and hang with him friends," the distraught cousin said of the chef supervisor, who many described as hardworking. Another resident said, "The community shaking up, man. Everybody ball. A good youth. Him see and blind here and deaf. Me and him grow like brother. When me here in at the 10 o'clock, me couldn't sleep. Everybody came out the Monday night, and I wonder if I really Tompa." The police have not given a motive for Simpson's murder. However, a senior police source said his murder appears to be a hit. Reports from the police are that about 10:20 p.m., Simpson completed his shift and was entering his car when he was pounced upon by unknown assailants in a Toyota Axio. The men then exited the vehicle and opened gunfire, hitting him several times before fleeing the scene. The now deceased was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Investigations are ongoing. Woman shot and killed, man injured in Whitfield Town. Men traveling in a motor car shot and killed a woman along Ashley Road in Whitfield Town, Kingston 13, on Wednesday evening. The deceased has been identified as Letitia Vassell, also called Munchie. A man who was also shot during the incident is being treated at hospital. The incident occurred about 7:30 p.m., close to a security checkpoint in the community. Residents reportedly heard loud explosions and had to take cover. The St. Andrew South police are probing. Nain High School teacher succumbs to injuries from motorcycle crash. Students and the teachers at Nain High School in St. Elizabeth have been left in mourning following the death of Nikco Brisco, an electrical technology teacher. Brisco, who was employed at the school since 2019, died on Monday from injuries he sustained in a vehicular crash earlier this month. 27-year-old Brisco's motorcycle crashed on January 8 along the Prospect Main Road in the parish. Stephen Sheriff, a principal of the school, said his death has left the entire school population devastated. "We are still devastated from the news that we received on Monday of his passing," Sheriff said. "We are taking it very hard, especially our students," the principal told the news on Wednesday, while sharing that Brisco was a promising individual who was closely connected with his students. Meanwhile, the Jamaica Teachers Association has expressed regret, noting that teachers are critical assets to the country. St. Elizabeth has been reeling from a series of deaths of educators, and from the GTA's standpoint, we wanted to continue to encourage, support, and commensurate with the school family, as well as the immediate family and friends of our colleagues who have died recently, said Leighton Johnson, president of the JTA. Johnson is also appealing to members of the teaching profession to take their rest and ensure that they give priority to their health care needs. Brisco became the second teacher who died this month in the parish. Approximately 3 weeks ago, Damani Campbell, an information technology teacher at Roger Clark High School, also died. Campbell reportedly collapsed at home and later died at hospital. Prisoner disquiet led to brawl at Huntsville lockup, sees police. Senior Superintendent Kirk Ricketts, commanding officer for the St. Andrews South Division, says the police believe disquiet among prisoners over the recent confiscation of contraband led to Tuesday's brawl at the Huntsville lockup. SSP Ricketts says 2 police officers were conducting a welfare check of prisoners and a search of cells when they were viciously attacked by inmates shortly before 6 p.m.
Sometime around 15 minutes to 6 last evening, 2 of my officers went into the lockups to do a muster when they were viciously attacked by the inmates. An alarm was raised by the sub-officer on duty, and reinforcement was brought in, and we were able to quickly subdue the inmates and rescue the officers. During the attack, the officers were particularly the corporal was pummeled with fists and other blunt-type instruments. He was also dosed with urine and fecal matter. We would have recorded that a number of prisoners would be, complete enough pain and other bruises. 2 of them were taken to the hospital last night, and they have been admitted. And since morning, we have also had some further reports from at least 3 other prisoners that they're also having some kind of swelling and other type bruising. They have since been sent to the hospital. The antecedent to this attack, I believe, really is coming from some agitation on the part of the prisoners because of some increased or improved way of searching, and just recently we're able to recover a number of cell phones and marijuana, and as such they appear to be quite agitated, and their anger was directed to one of the particular officer who is quite efficient at doing his job, and as such he was attacked.
Crime was planned to take place at the businessman's home. Almost a dozen of the much-anticipated phone recordings in the Everton Beach South McDonald and Oscar Barnes murder trial were played in court on Wednesday. The audio had the full attention of the 7-member jury as they listened to Denver Minot conspire with a man purported to be McDonald to have a crime committed. Based on the recordings, the crime was to take place at McDonald's home in Portland. McDonald and Oscar Barnes are on trial in the Home Circuit Court in Kingston for the July 20, 2020 murder of Tonya McDonald. The deceased was the second wife of McDonald, a successful businessman who operates in Portland. Minot was also charged in connection with the murder and pleaded guilty for his involvement. He said he was a contractor in the killing and that he subcontracted the hit to Barnes, whom he said completed the job by himself. On the recordings, Minot could be heard talking to another man believed to be McDonald, and the 2 at the times had lengthy discussions about him going to the businessman's home with the intent of committing the crime. The voice being attributed to the businessman could be heard coaching Minot and giving him specific instructions about how certain events were to unfold. The voice was heard at one point encouraging Minot that he could get the job done because he was a professional. On one of the recordings, both the men were heard discussing how a child had prevented an attack by Minot at the house. "Yo, is a little boy sit down outside on the veranda, you know?" the man said to Minot on the recording. Minot replied, "Him there in the house. Me dey watch him through the window from me going there, you know." The man then said, "Me never did get fi tell you say, I find out because me never know say him dead." At one point, the man on the other end of the phone told Minot that he could no longer carry out the act at the house. Minot was heard on numerous occasions asking the other man for various sums of money to buy gas and other things. The charred body of McDonald's wife was found with multiple stab wounds and her throat slashed on the main road in Sherwood Forest in Portland. The Toyota Axio car she was driving was set ablaze and eventually burned to a shell. Minot was subsequently arrested at his home in Portland. He subsequently implicated McDonald and Barnes and allegedly gave police a Samsung cell phone with an SD card, which was said to contain photographs and call recordings. Meanwhile, on Wednesday, Courtney Rowe, one of 5 attorneys at law representing McDonald, during cross-examination of a detective constable, suggested to the witness that the phone they had taken from Minot had been tampered with. The trial continues today.